And it was just atrocious. It was.
Well, it had like PlayStation 1 quality graphics, right?
I think that would be great if it had PlayStation 1
Yeah.
graphics.
Welcome to the Nerd News Podcast, starring Tyson Cox and Tyler Waltz.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first episode of 2024 for the Nerd News Podcast. My name is Tyler Waltz, and joined with me is...
Hi, I'm Tyson Cox.
the co-owner of this channel.
Indeed.
And we're just going to be going over like some of our favorite things in 2023 and what we're most excited for in 2024. And then also just kind of a recap of where we are as a channel and what we're looking forward to there too.
Yeah, it's been a big, fun year.
It has. And I think 2024 is going to be a bigger, more funner year.
I do like bigger, more funners.
Yep.
So you want to talk about last year? You want to just recap?
Yeah, so I figured we could just kind of go over what our favorite like movies and games were, because I mean this is kind of what we do, is just cover all the stuff that's coming out. I know I had some pretty big picks, especially for games. It was really difficult for me because I played more games than usual this year.
Yeah,
I didn't finish that many games, but I played a few.
Just dip the toe in.
Yeah.
My list, much smaller. I think I played 3 games this year.
Yeah.
I'll get into it. Baldur's Gate 3 was great. That's my number one.
Yeah.
That was really good.
So here's the funny thing about Baldur's Gate 3. I think it deserved Game of the Year.
Yes.
I do. However, it's one of the things where obviously a game is not going to get started in development and come out in the same year.
Unless it's Kong Skull Island.
Yeah, right, which took 3 hours.
That was great. Most of it was just coming up with the tagline, Skull Island.
Yeah, and it's bold that some of their cutscenes were JPEGs. Like,
I almost love the audacity.
yeah.
I kind of enjoy. I don't like when I get like bad service at like fast food places, but like it feels on brand.
Especially for a $60 video game.
It was $60 still.
Yeah.
That's
it went on sale immediately because the bad reception.
because one person bought it for 60. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah. But I think the game or the company that produced it is literally called Game Mill.
Yes, I think they're called Game Mill. Well, between them and the day before, it's been a weird, interesting.
I would make the argument that 4 of the worst games ever made came out this year.
Okay, what were the other 2?
So there was the day before, Kong Skull Island, Golem,
And
then,
Sex with Tyler Waltz.
Yeah. That's actually a prequel. And then the last one was The Walking Dead Destinies or something like that.
Yeah, it was almost like a Telltale game, but bad.
I think it was trying to capture the Telltale thing.
Yeah.
Because essentially you play through the TV show, but at key moments you can decide to differ. So, like, did you watch The Walking Dead?
For like the first 19 seasons.
Okay.
But,
Yeah.
So I only have 48 to go.
So, like, in the first season,
Yeah.
you know, it's the second season, sorry. At the end of the second season is when Rick kills Shane.
Yes.
You can decide not to. Like,
Okay.
it's the big moments.
Can you decide earlier in the game not to bang Lori as Shane?
I don't know.
Because that really diverts a lot of problems.
I didn't play the game. I just know what they were trying to do was like a what if. Like, if Shane was alive during the governor, or if the governor was, and it was just atrocious. It was.
Well, it had like PlayStation 1 quality graphics, right?
I think that would be great if it had PlayStation 1 graphics.
Well, it did that. I remember like when Tony Hawk came out, it was like you can upload your face and put it on, and because it literally just took your face and just smoothed it around so you looked like Hagrid from PlayStation 1 Harry Potter.
Yeah. It was.
But it's good that was on a modern console.
Yeah, and it's Walking Dead, so people bought it.
It's
just like that name is going to carry whatever.
It needs to stop. I don't know. We've said that a bunch. But.
Yeah. I mean, I'm optimistic about what they do with Negan.
Yeah.
But I can also admit that what they've done, I don't like. He's just my favorite character from the comic books.
And he's a great actor.
Yeah.
Wait, Negan's your favorite character?
He is.
Oof.
Yeah. I mean, it's not because it's like everything he does is a stand-up guy. It's
Yeah.
like the development. It's like the journey of the character.
I hear you. So you're saying as a character?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
I also don't know anything.
Not like
I know
a role model.
I know what he did that one time with the baseball bat.
Oh yeah,
That's kind of it.
light compared to a lot of the stuff he did.
Well,
it's
all right.
especially the comic book. Holy crap.
Okay.
Well,
anyways, 2024
Yeah.
is looking good. 2023, the games and
Yeah. So, do you want to cover movies or games first?
I mean, we're already talking about games. So, yeah, again, my number one was Baldur's Gate 3. As a big D&D guy, it was super fun. Really in depth. and a good time. My shout out, which also doesn't technically fall under games that came out in 2023, Cult of the Lamb,
Yeah.
which came out August 2022.
Yeah, but you finally played it.
But I played it first time 2023. Great game, super fun, and they keep doing updates, like increasing like the value of the game and like the depth of it,
Which is always great.
Yeah, so that's why they're getting my shout out, and it's super cute.
So the back and forth that's been going on with Baldur's Gate is the game has been in pre-release, like you can play the beta or the whatever it was called.
Yeah, you could play the alpha 5
Way
years
back.
ago.
Yeah. So is it a pro strat? Because this is the argument. Is it a pro strat to develop it for a very long time like that, to get pointers along the way to release what we got, which was incredible? Or
I think you just answered your question.
I think so. But
Yeah.
also people are like, well, if you can play it and it's got versions and it's got this, then technically it didn't come out in 2023. We got like the bow on top in 2023.
Yeah, but it is one of those like sticky wickets where it's like, I think it is 2023 because it did a release in 2023. That way you didn't, and that was them going, this is the game.
The product, yeah.
And then they still also patched it. So it is weird that it is kind of like,
Pieces.
we did some more changing, but we made it better again. But I would rather have a game do that and release a quality product that people really enjoy and does great work instead of like, meh.
Yeah, because Larian Studios literally just pumped out what should be the new industry standard.
Yeah.
Like, it's so good. I think it's better to do it the way that they did it as well. The only counter argument that I'm like, okay, look, I totally get it, is normally when a game gets a pre-release like that, it stays, like Ark Survival was a game that I liked years and like they have no incentive to release the full game, so it doesn't really, you're always playing something early for so long, you're kind of dragging along audiences. This was an example of a good time.
Yeah.
But there's so many games that have just been pre-released for their entire existence.
Yeah, but that's it's not what Larian did, you know. So I guess that is like the different. So then it starts, a little lower tier of like, okay, this is what they're doing wrong with this. Because you're right, they have no incentive to release it as official. So
Yeah, because they got my $60 in like 2019.
yeah,
It's like,
and so but you know what they can't win? Game of the year,
game of the year.
because it's not released yet.
But yeah, so I thought Baldur's Gate 3 was excellent. There were so many games this year that I was excited for that it was almost like a daunting year for games for me, because a ton of legacy series that I followed for a long time came out. Like this year early was Fire Emblem,
Yep,
which I was balls deep in for
you were.
months.
It was
Like,
hard to talk to for a while.
it was so good. It was so good. I loved it. The story was one of the worst stories for a Fire Emblem game, but they made it one of the cleanest like strategy games I've ever
Gameplay.
played. Excellent.
Yeah.
And then there was Armored Core, which, please forgive me, from software fans, wasn't my jam.
Yeah.
I couldn't. I had a very hard time getting into it. It felt too plug and play for me.
You said it was really repetitious, right?
Yes and no. It was, when you play a Dark Souls game, you are building a character. Like I am building a like dex intelligence or a strength faith, right?
Yeah.
And you throw yourself at this boss with your build, right? And you created this character that is conquering these unfathomable beings. I didn't get that from Armored Core because it was play,
Yeah.
make it to a boss.
Okay.
I can't beat this boss because it has a pulse shield. I have to have a pulse gun. So you're just finding the pieces to beat the boss.
Okay.
You aren't overcoming it as a being.
I see what you're saying.
So it didn't have the same like, ooh, like this is satisfying, like beating a Dark Souls boss.
Yeah.
Because it was like, okay, I fought this boss once. I figured out it has this attack. Well, in order to fight this attack, I just need to attach this type of missile launcher. I made it a little bit further. He activates a pulse shield. I got to switch out my sword for a pulse sword. And it was kind of a bummer.
It's like a bad puzzle.
Yeah, it was a good puzzle. If mechs and stuff are your jam, wonderful. It just wasn't for me, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But
the
I
release,
also-
the release trailer looked cool as hell.
Oh my gosh, it's got one of the coolest trailers I've ever seen. But I thought Armored Core was good, and then for me, I think it's Lies of P.
Yeah.
I think because it was very difficult. It was close between Lies of P and Final Fantasy 16. Because both of those games put cherries on top of what I like to see in games.
Yeah.
I think for the new style of Final Fantasy.
Twinkie men.
Yeah. Not Final Fantasy 16.
No?
No.
All beefy boys?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You play as a beefy boy. Your brother's a bit on that side.
On the slender side?
Yeah.
Nice.
But Final Fantasy
It's
16.
a little eye candy for you.
Yeah.
A little looking.
Final Fantasy 16 took all of the combat that I liked of 15, took out the clunkiness of it, and just refined it like an amazing like hack and slash style game.
Yeah, because you're telling me there's like almost like what do they call it? Quick time events, right? Where you're running up things and you're slashing through stuff. And
Yeah, that was a lot of the boss
made
fights.
it feel real epic and feel real big.
With the fights with you as Ekram, the like being that is.
Oh, is that where you got that name?
Ekram?
Yep. Found it.
The big boss fights with like that entity that is a being of your character
Yeah.
are just on a scale I've never seen before.
Wonderful.
And Lies of P was such a sweet balance between Bloodborne and Sekiro that it was just such a fun game. As clunky as it was, because it was the developer's first time making a Souls-like game,
Okay.
definitely had some janky stuff that it's like, okay, I'm pushing against mechanics more so than my skill at some points. I cannot wait to see what that developer does.
So they made that out of like public domain characters, right?
Pinocchio. Yeah.
Yeah. Mickey Mouse is now
Yeah.
public. Are we gonna get a Souls-like where Mickey Mouse like, oh, time to die?
I don't know. I hope so.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Because we got horror Winnie the Pooh,
We did.
and then we've got Pinocchio with Lies of P and like puppets and stuff. It was also a take. I don't know much about like the original Pinocchio.
It's wild.
I heard it's pretty creepy.
It's creepy and dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like the plot of Lies of P is that I almost say gazpacho. Like,
Yeah, gazpacho.
but Chowder. If anybody that watches Chowder, I love that show. Geppetto
Yes.
gets so good at making robots that people don't really have to work anymore, and this town is just a utopia.
Yeah,
because all the puppets are just phenomenal. Something happens and they all start turning on people,
Yeah.
except for Pinocchio. So you're fighting like robots and these weird creatures.
Because
and
he's
stuff the
real,
whole time.
dude. He keeps it real.
Yeah.
He's been a real boy the whole time.
So that was a good plot. I thought it was excellent. There's a risk reward system with lying
Okay, nice.
to where you become more human when you lie.
Yeah, we
Because
do.
the puppets aren't programmed to lie.
Yeah.
So-
and humans are filthy liars.
Yeah. So when you are Pinocchio and you lie, you become more human, which is a cool mechanic.
That is nice. Yeah.
That's how you unlock certain things in the game. They did a lot of really cool stuff. Yeah, I mean, the easiest way for me to put it is this game was so good that I can't wait to see what they do, considering this one had like the clunky first timer effect.
Awesome. Yeah, that's good. And they're planning to do more. It was a successful game, right?
It was a successful game. I don't know if there's going to be more Lies of P. That game ended pretty definitively.
Yeah. Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, when's that ever stopped any other thing from making more money off
Right.
of itself?
Yeah, I mean, I guess the original Dark Souls literally ends with you lighting yourself on fire. And it's like, all right, we're done.
Well, you're different people in the other ones, right?
It's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's different cycles of rebirth and all that other kind of stuff.
Yeah. If you get, I didn't read any. I beat the game. Don't know why it happened.
You beat Dark Souls?
No, beat Elden Ring.
Oh, okay. I got you. I was
Don't
like,
know why.
yeah.
Don't know why.
Yeah.
Don't know why I do things, but I did them. I think I affected the world in places.
Yeah, because there's like 5 endings. Do you even know which one you got?
Nope.
Oh, man.
I had to fight the big space amoeba. That was pretty neat.
Yeah.
I don't know what. Yup.
Yeah.
Fantastic game. Had a great time playing it.
I don't know if there's any Souls games outside of, I guess Bloodborne doesn't even make a lot of sense either. I was going to say outside of Bloodborne, it's hard to think of a Souls game that is just like cut and dry. You know, it's like, I get this, you know?
Yeah. Oh, man. Getting dunked into Bloodborne, that was my first Souls. I was like, what is going on?
Yeah. Yeah.
Everyone's so mean.
Yeah. Sekiro probably is the only one. But even that one has 3 endings where one of them is, so the true ending is pretty confusing. The bad guy ending is pretty neat though.
Oh, okay.
For anybody that's played Sekiro, the bad guy ending is baller. But yeah, so for you it was cut and dry Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to play as many. I played a couple of weird things, but like BG3,
Yeah.
Just so glad.
Here, right at the buzzer, the end of the year, VR. Tons of fun.
VR, yeah. Thanks, Christmas.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Christmas.
gift from somebody.
But VR has been a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to getting more into that for 2024 because I would like us to make some VR content.
Yeah, you do.
Man.
Shaking your cake on the Beat Saber.
Yeah. But anything else for like our 2023 summary?
Man, I think that's good on the video games. Movies, I think it was also a really good year for movies.
Yeah.
Especially for like the nerddom. I just wanted to shout out to, Venture Bros is like my like soft mention because it was good. I liked it. I'm a fan of the series, so I was glad to see they got a movie to wrap some stuff up. Also left some other stuff open, which I appreciate. But I think that the Dungeons and Dragons movie is probably my favorite movie.
Do you think it was the best movie?
No, it's my favorite movie.
Okay, it was your favorite movie because that's kind of a weird distinction as well. The Venture Brothers, did the TV show end canceled or did it have like an ending?
Yes.
Okay.
It did the same thing. It was just like just another good season. They wrapped up more stuff than they left open.
Okay.
And then the movie did more wrapping up, and I think it left some stuff open as well.
Did the original cast come back?
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, that's good. That's always good to see.
The reason it took so long is because the director, he liked to do everything himself, so he was doing everything his own specific way, and he had to let go of control a little bit to get a little bit more, because there's like 2 or 3 years between seasons.
Yeah.
But then the movie came out, and it's good. Everyone loved the project. The characters and all that stuff was really great, and it was just a good time.
Cool. I need to watch that show.
If you're a fan of like Johnny Quest cartoons growing up, it's fun.
It's a bit before me, but yes.
Well, this podcast's over.
But
we made it one day into the new year.
the guy that does Kronk,
Patrick Warburton.
yes. What's the name of his character?
Brock Sampson.
Brock Sampson.
Love Brock.
I've seen so many clips of Brock to make me just want to watch that show.
He's great.
Yeah.
I want to get a tattoo of Helper's head, which is the little blue robot.
Okay.
And just below it, I don't know, it's weird because he says a thing and it like is me, and then Brock Sampson's like, it's beautiful. What was that? Shel Silverstein.
Oh man, I like when he's holding the knife and he's like, "Take it from me." It's just so many people have memed that so well.
He's a great memeable character.
Yeah,
and he's just purely toxic masculinity, just like incarnate.
Awesome.
And it's just.
It's like you were watching. What is it called? Reacher.
Oh my god!
Like just dad show.
It's just a dad show.
Yeah.
I didn't realize I watched all of it. I'm caught up. And it's because it's just a big dude who's like minding his own business, and all of a sudden he's swept up in this small town's mystery. But he's ex-Marine and his family's involved. And he needs to kill and punch his way through this town's problems.
I thought it was weird when I walked into your room and you just had a Miller Lite and you're scratching your gut. And he's like, "Get out!"
I was like, I'm not paying to heat the whole house. You want to close the door?
You're not paying to heat this house.
You're right. I'm not paying to heat this whole house. Did you not hear what I just said?
For me, no, it's not even close. The best movie of 2023 is Godzilla -1.
Oh, yeah. And that was announced and released all within 2023, right?
It was so Godzilla does their annual like event in Tokyo every year. And they announced it in 2022.
Oh, okay.
It was part of like I can't even remember what year anniversary it was.
Yeah.
But it was
because you're a bad Godzilla fan.
Yeah. I think it was 51 because 50-year anniversary it was 50 years of Gigan. Either way, I'm getting Gigan. Yeah. Getting a little bit lost in the sauce. Godzilla -1 is probably not only the best Godzilla movie. I genuinely think quality-wise, other than 2 small complaints I had, just an amazing movie.
Yeah, which, knowing you, only 2 complaints, pretty good.
It's pretty good.
That's real good.
Yeah.
Is it in English or subtitles?
Subtitles.
Okay.
Subtitles, but I've been learning Japanese.
You have been.
So there were like 4 words in there.
Ooh, and it was Godzilla.
It was Godzilla, Gojira, and then Konnichiwa.
All right.
It's hello.
Okay.
I got that.
That's pretty good.
And then they described food as tasty, which is Aishi.
Okay. All right. We'll give you 3.5.
Yeah. The only one I'm wishy-washy on right now is Kudasai. But, Kanbanwa was in there. It was a good evening or something like that.
There you go. All right. Okay. We'll get it. You got it. All right.
But,
you got to keep your homies honest.
Yes. So the plot of that movie was so good because you could have taken Godzilla out and it would have been a genuine sad drama about the effects of like PTSD.
Okay.
Like the plot of the movie is it starts during World War II, and a kamikaze pilot essentially like, and they say this and they make fun of him in the movie because it was the culture of the time, but he chickens out. He has maintenance issues on his plane, lands on an island.
That would have been me.
Yeah, me too.
I'm like, it's too full of gas. I gotta empty some gas out.
Yeah.
And not just be landing in Hawaii. Just be like, hello, sorry.
Yeah, right.
You
Sorry
guys want a
about
free plane?
Pearl Harbor.
Yeah.
But so on one of the islands, he lands for maintenance, and it's just an outpost. And my favorite part of the movie was almost right at the beginning, because that night Godzilla attacks that little tiny maintenance island, but it was before he's Godzilla. So they treat him at the beginning of the movie like he's a cryptid, because they call him like the Terror Lizard.
Ooh.
So the first,
that's a sweet name.
yeah, I don't think it is Terror Lizard.
It is now.
It is now, yeah. But like the first 15 minutes of the movie is pseudo horror, where it's this group of military men on this island that are getting picked off by Godzilla.
Okay.
And I wanted a whole movie of just that.
Do that.
Yeah.
The
Toho,
world.
please. So that ends, and him and another person are the only survivors of that attack. So he's dealing with not only backing out of his duty,
Yeah.
but also survivor's guilt from chickening out and surviving this attack.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can see the parallel of, I haven't seen it. I actually do want to watch it, but like when he avoided his duty, that's when Godzilla showed up. And then it goes on and grows throughout the years. So now it's.
And he has the opportunity to kill Godzilla, but it might have killed him. So he backs out on firing before he becomes Godzilla. So like there's these layers of him dealing with all this guilt. And
Is this like just how to convince dudes to like, hey, go to therapy?
yeah, right.
Just talk a little bit, guys.
Yeah.
Have a little chitty chat.
But
Godzilla brought to you by BetterHelp.com.
so if you take Godzilla out of the movie and you just do it with it was just a genuinely heartfelt story of this guy dealing with who he was and like PTSD and moving on from past trauma.
Yeah.
He meets a girl. The girl has a daughter, so he's taking care of these people, but he can't like marry her because his war is still going on. Like it's this very tragic story. Yeah. Beautiful story. And Godzilla's in it.
Yes.
Like Godzilla only shows up like 4 times in the movie. But every time.
Yeah, I think that's, you either need like very sparse Godzilla or nothing but Godzilla.
Yeah.
But, and then they're doing a black and white release.
Yeah, they're doing a black and white release.
So that's going to also be your 2024 movie of the year?
Yeah, probably. But I don't know if it's my favorite version of Godzilla.
Yeah.
But it's my favorite Godzilla movie.
That makes sense.
I like it more when they go back to the roots of him being the disaster.
Yes.
Like, don't get me wrong. I will watch the new, like, Monarch and all that kind of stuff where he's fighting the monsters.
Yeah.
And he's good. Love that. But at the root of what he is, Toho, chef's kiss, like, knocks it out of the park.
I mean, it's a metaphor, so keep him that way, you know?
Yep. I mean, the only reason that he exists is for the simple fact of they signed a document that said they can't talk about the nuke. So they were like, big lizard. Like,
bigger lizard.
Yeah.
The pitch meeting was just people being like, what if we made him bigger?
Yeah, right, yeah. And then this movie, he wasn't that big compared to other Godzillas, too. Like, he's literally just there as, like, a force in the show. It's very, just dawned on me, very anti-government movie.
Oh, no wonder you love it.
Yeah, because, like, the big meeting for the push for the final, like, hurrah of the movie is the government's failed us. It's up to the people now.
Nice. Like that scene in Spider-Man where goblins got on the bridge.
Yeah.
That those scenes make me cry.
Yeah.
They make me so like, I'm so warm inside about humanity.
Yeah, it's great. But I mean, here's the thing. Japan specifically, when it comes to having some issues with how the government treats people, they literally had kamikaze pilots, you know?
Yeah.
So like it was a huge push of a movie of like, hey, we're different now.
Yeah.
Like it was a
Nice.
very big push to like, we have moved on.
Awesome.
So it was a gorgeous movie.
Hell yeah.
I don't want to say close second, but I also really liked the new John Wick.
Yeah, well, John Wick's always good. John Wick's a John Wick.
And then honorable mention to Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
I have across. This one's across.
This one's across,
Yeah.
and then the last one's going to be Beyond the Spider-Verse. Yeah.
The half I've seen of it, real good. Mm-hmm. I need to finish it.
Yeah, that was another movie that I really only had 2 complaints.
Yeah.
I guess both with how they wrapped it up.
Okay. Haven't seen it, so don't spoil. No spoils.
Well,
Okay. Take a quick break, and then we chat about the future.
yeah, sounds good to me. Hey everybody, welcome to part 2, where we're just going to be talking about like what we're doing this year, because we got some big plans considering how well last year went.
Last year went good. Hey, how many YouTube subscribers we got?
Yeah, that was something that
That was really cool.
just from the bottom of our heart, thank you all so much. We started January 1st with 577 subscribers, and as of recording, we're at 2006. That's great.
It's also our TikTok we're like at 59,000 people.
Yeah.
Like it blows my mind that people are like, yeah, I like their dumb news stuff. Like it's pretty nice. Yeah.
The funny thing to me is people get upset when we get details wrong.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, behind the scenes, we were just trying to get a joke.
Yeah.
We're technically wrong.
Yeah.
But it was funny.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
That or it's always really because and we love that you do comment this
Yeah.
too because it helps us remember like what to find. Like when people will be like, "Hey, are you gonna do one about GTA 6?" And me and Tyler were like, "Oh, we did."
Like 4.
And then we're like, "We didn't do any." And they're like, "Oh no!" And now we've done 4. But
Yeah.
I was like, "No, we've already made like 2 or 3."
Yeah.
And then Tyler was like, "No, we haven't." And I was like, "Oh."
Because basically the timeline of our channel was, for those the history, the behind the scenes of Nerd News, kind of where we were to kind of how we got here, is back in January of 2022, February,
Something like that.
we were on our way back from a show in, where was it? Do you even remember?
No.
Yeah, it was cold.
Up north somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know why I thought Muncie. Either way,
Muncie sounds right.
yeah, we were on our way back from a show, and I just kind of had the idea, because we both worked at the same place at the time, that just after work we could sit down and just make a joke about nerdy things, because that's what we like.
Yeah.
And here we are now.
Yep. And I was like, oh, I see. And I immediately saw it. I was like, oh, we got the green screen. We'll wear shirts. We'll rotate shirts. That never happened.
Never happened.
Actually, if you find it deep in there, if you dig deep, you'll see one where I have like a Pokemon shirt on.
Yep. And then there's like 1 or 2 where my shirt's black instead of gray because I couldn't find my gray shirt. And then we posted our first video ever, and I think it was March or April.
Yeah.
And we were just shooting for 3 a week.
Yeah.
And it was like hey, if we can get 3 a week, I think that'll be good. That'll be a nice amount. And then like 2 months later, we were like, let's try 5.
Yeah. Well, we just kept sitting down like, all right, well, we wrote 5. We wrote 7 because like I don't know. I like writing jokes. You like writing jokes. So it's a fun exercise and it helps me stay sharp on stand up too. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're just starting to post there now, and it's everything's like streamlined a bit. I'm super excited to see where we get with the man on the street ones.
Yeah. We've got some man on the street ones. We've only done 3 of those so far.
I think 3. Yeah.
Dark Souls was one of them.
Cult of the Lamb.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I don't think the other one's released yet. But
No,
I'm
not
so excited for it.
Well, there's
Stay tuned.
2 more. Yeah, 2 more coming up, and
In the works.
which I love doing them, but they are like I don't know 5 times as labor intensive.
Yeah.
And have yet to do well at all.
We've had a couple of them that are close to 2,000.
Okay,
so
that's fine.
they perform like as expected.
Okay.
We were so excited. It was like, this is the best thing
This
ever.
is it. This is it. We've changed our lives.
Yeah.
Then I was like, you get 40 views. Our lives are worse.
Yeah. Yeah. But the foundation of what we're trying to say is we want to grow our, it's weird to say company, our
channel. I just want Nerd News to grow in a way that we can continue to like make fun, unique content for nerds.
And produce original content in the sense of like right now I would say that we have original content in the sense of we are a commentary comedy style,
yes.
right? Whether it's this podcast, whether it's the shorts, we are essentially commentating on news in a comedic way, like The Onion or what's the other one? More like a Babylon Bee Onion kind of thing, where it's like news, but it's clearly comedy, right?
Yeah. Well, I like that we can give like, hey, there's a game coming out, and then we goof on it. I like that people get to know. But
which some people are like, have you ever even played the thing?
They're like, no. This takes so much time.
We do our best effort to get like acclimated to whatever we're talking about, but sometimes like it's a trailer that we're rolling off of,
Yeah.
Like I wish we had the time to do everything that we wanted to do. However, with that being said,
because we both rolled day jobs, and then we do this, and then I
stand up.
I do stand up a bunch and travel, and
but with that being said, these are our 2024 goals.
Oh yeah, no, I like how I was like, yeah, we're pretty exhausted on running this. Anyways, here's a ton more stuff we're doing.
So slated for 2024's Nerd News. The first thing is this podcast being more consistent. It was tough. We started out, we did about 50 some episodes, just the two of us, and then because of scheduling and what was going on and producing other shows.
Well, and I can honestly say I'm not the best consistent co-guest or co-host.
Yeah,
like I don't feel I have enough to say.
Yeah. You don't. No, I don't.
Can you John Wick me with this?
I don't think that was particularly an issue. But it was more along the lines of, I think I stay more up to date in news things, just in general, just world stuff. But this every Monday for the foreseeable future. Getting guests. Sometimes it might just be a solo episode of me commentating on stuff, but this will be every Monday. Mm-hmm. The next thing that we have, do you want to take it away?
Yeah, sure. We're going to be doing alternating things. Actually, every other Wednesday will be a sketch. We are comics. We like doing the stuff. And so we got a couple of sketches actually done. We have a couple that are recorded and need edited, and we have a bunch of them that are written.
And just needing time to record.
Yep.
Now, it's worth noting, I put out a poll on our YouTube channel saying, what kind of content would you like to see from us in 2024?
OnlyFans was the number one.
Was the number one by a lot.
I voted and made a lot of accounts.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. You could have been more creative than Tyson Cox 1, 2, 3,
I didn't
4,
want to forget
5.
the passwords. It was like my League of Legends Smurf accounts.
Yeah. But and I believe the choices were a Let's Play, a bigger podcast than what's going on now, nerd, like just news and like worldly commentary type of stuff, and then the last one was sketches and sketch comedy.
Yes.
Plot twist. We're adding all of those.
You're like, gotcha.
I was mostly curious about what people might be looking for, because we have more ideas than what we can feasibly do right now.
Yeah.
So the sketches is something that's very exciting. So what is on the off weeks of those sketches?
So on the off weeks of those sketches, we have a great live play Dungeons and Dragons show called Monster.
That is currently happening.
Which is currently happening.
Every month.
Multiple times a month, actually.
Yep.
But we're going to be doing a real play Dungeons and Dragons podcast.
Yep.
Based in 5th edition, ran by our buddy and fan and friend of the pod. I made him a fan now. Yeah. A fan and friend of the pod, Kevin Eggleston.
You've seen him here before. We've talked about the
Watchmen.
Yeah,
he had
Watchmen.
great in-depth
I almost
Watchmen.
said Witcher. What is wrong with me today?
You've got Henry Cavill on the brain.
Yeah.
You're a Cavalier. Is that what they're called? The Henry Cavill fans?
That's a good name.
Copywritten. Can't have it, Cavill. It's mine now.
So he's the DM of that show. We are the players. We're going to have guests here soon. The first episode of that should be releasing the 3rd.
Yep.
So 2 days after this, and that will be alternated with the sketches. So the 3rd will be the podcast, and then 7 days from that, the 10th. Yeah, okay. Will be a sketch. So that, and then there's a surprise. I'm kind of still working out the details on. The last Friday of every month, I plan on doing some type of nerd breakdown. That is the set for the fixed content that we plan on creating.
Yes.
You'll also be seeing shorts from those other pieces of media.
Yes.
So right now we do 1 a day, so 7 a week. It's probably going to end up closer, somewhere between 10 to 14, depending on the content of shorts a week.
Oh, this is so much work.
Yeah, so we're basically tripling down on everything that we're doing.
Well, we believe in the channel, and the community we have is great. Like,
and special shout out to Jamie, who is an iRacer, who he was going to compete in Florida, but something came up.
Yeah.
So the next time that he competes, he actually created graphics for a Nerd News like NASCAR and a truck.
Yeah, the Indy stock truck and stuff.
Yeah, it's just so cool.
Well, he's just did it on his own. Jamie just slapped him on there, and then was like, "Oh, hey, I should probably ask."
Yeah, which is great.
And we're like, "Yeah, get after it."
If you guys want to do anything like that, I know we're working.
It's $1,000.
It's not. I would feel terrible.
It's $5,000. You're right. Don't lowball.
We might give you like $250.
We're paying them.
Maybe.
Oh no, this turned around.
But no, we want to thank you all for all the cool stuff that we've seen like that. Do you want to talk a little bit more about the live shows?
Yeah. So we have a standing. So we do our Monster show, which is I run the one in Indy, you run the one in Louisville, and then we have a couple all over the country popping up later in the year, which is why I've been doing stand for 10 years, and all I had to do to get popular was play Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
That got me bullied in high school. This is bullshit.
It's crazy, but those are still technically not finalized. So
yeah, all right. So right now, what we have finalized is the first Wednesday of each month, we are at Planet of the Tapes in Louisville.
Which, if you're seeing this on the 1st or 2nd,
it's
Wednesday. It's
the third.
Yeah, so if you're around Louisville or Kentucky, check us out. Come see it.
Yeah, which I want to give, and I do want to give a shout out to Planet of the Tapes. Like, if you're around there and you like different types of entertainment, it's a great place. They do stand up. They have our game. There's nerd burlesque. There's music. There's
tons of stuff.
It's a fantastic. They do a VHS rentals.
Yeah,
like it's
they used to. I don't think they do that.
Oh,
anymore.
right. Sorry, but it's just a phenomenal place.
I wish I lived close because that would be my weekly hangout spot. I adore that place.
Yeah.
And then the one that you run.
And then starting in February, we have a standing second Tuesday at the White Rabbit, which we've already been running for a year now. Coming up, the 1 year anniversary is January. So it'll be the second Tuesday starting in February. We'll be there, and in Bloomington, Illinois, February 10th, we'll be in the basement of Red Raccoon Games. And we're in a couple more that are a little later in the year that we are in talks to get going.
Yeah, I think the only one that is confirmed is the one for April, correct?
April, I think they're both soft confirmed. Yeah, and I'm just it's exciting. And if you don't know what the Monster show is, it is more show. I know a lot of people are like, why would I pay money to watch people play D&D?
Yeah.
And I agree. I've sat in on sessions and not played. Boy, that's a bummer.
Yeah,
it
can be.
It is unentertaining.
Yeah.
But it's all comedians, typically with an improv background, because, that's kind of what we're just doing.
Yeah. I describe it as an improv show where the rules of the improv is Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, it's an improv show in a D&D coat. Yeah. And we do prizes and giveaways. Like, we give away dice, and we typically either make or get pretty decent stuff. Like, we've been giving away the D&D starter sets because we have a lot of people that come in that actually
have never played.
They're curious, and so all of a sudden, now you got a whole thing. So
yeah, so looking forward to that. We've got some new shirts that are coming in.
Yep, new shirts. Making bottle. We got new merch items you can buy if you want.
Yeah.
But hey, we do have a Patreon because right now we're just doing all this stuff
while having 9 to 5s.
9 to 5,
which I will never complain about that.
No.
However,
it would be nice.
We could do so much if this was our 9 to 5.
Hire somebody to actually make money to do the things that we do.
Yes, but thank you all so much.
Yeah,
we really mean it. There's only one other thing that we haven't talked about that is coming up soon, and that is January 8th.
Yes.
January 8th, I put out a question, which if you ever want to answer the quizzes and stuff like that, they're a lot of fun. A lot of it is just who's going to win? Just kooky stuff. But every once in a while, we get some questions on what we want to do with content. So January 8th, come check out. We're going to play Bloodborne. It's going to start at 7 p.m. What is Indiana? Eastern time? Eastern time, yeah. So 7 p.m. Eastern time, we're going to be playing Bloodborne. Please come in, join the chat. We might do some fun things. Just if you say do something, we might do that.
Yeah.
We're new to live streaming. It's a brand new experience for us. So check that out. It's going to be a lot of fun. Anything to...
Well, I was going to say, your experience in Bloodborne.
Yeah.
So you were like, oh, we could beat it in 3 hours. And I'm like, I've played for 20 some hours. How am I bad?
So
yes.
Yeah. It also depends on the bosses you fight.
Yeah.
Like if we wanted to just do the bosses to beat the game, 3-ish hours.
Oh, okay.
All the optional stuff is going to be much longer.
Okay.
Just depending on what you want to do. So, but yeah, so join us for that. We're super excited for this year. We cannot wait to see where it goes, considering where it has gone. And we're so glad that you guys are all a part of it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Anything before we head out?
All right, we update our Patreon, so we got all that stuff kind of automated. It's out. So we try not to put anything behind a paywall because we don't want to force anyone to do it. But if you guys wanted to, there's some sticker packs and some shirts, and we'll be rotating those up as the time goes on. So it will be worth it.
And I think the only paid content that's going to be behind Patreon this year is the live shows.
The Monsters.
Because those are $10-$12 depending on the venue.
Yeah.
So essentially there will be a discounted, if you want to see our live shows, you can access them through our Patreon starting next year.
Yeah. Because it does cost us money to buy prizes and promote and all that stuff.
And if it's a live event that you have to pay for, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, we do this live show.
You got to respect the audience.
You got to respect the
live audience, yeah.
So yeah, I think that's it, right?
Yeah, no, it's just been a good year, and I am incredibly excited to see where we go next.
Yeah,
because we had to do a Tubi thing.
We did.
That was
we did
fun.
do a Tubi thing. I don't know where
they
sent
gave
us a thank you pillow.
Yeah,
that has bunny ears on it.
Yeah, this is all the shout outs they get. They got to pay us more.
Yeah.
But it's just a cool year, and hey, Happy New Year! I'm excited to be working with you.
Yeah, you too, man. It's been a wonderful ride.
Yeah.
But thank you all so much, and we'll catch you next week. Maybe we'll catch you Wednesday. Let us know. Thank you for checking out Nerd News, everybody. We don't have advertising, so you are the advertising. If you like it, tell a friend, like, comment, subscribe, even leave a review on Apple. Everything that you do to support us, we truly appreciate it. And we actually just launched our Patreon, so if you'd like to support us even more, you can go check that out. All of our content is free. We have different rewards for different tiers, so check that out. And thanks again. We'll catch you next time.